Hi guys, it's Candace. Welcome back to Journal Me Crazy. I know. Sorry. Was gone for a couple days. I brought it all on myself. Need to learn how to dress better for outdoor. So, as I speak, got two hot socks on. Let me take my shoes off right now. Whew. Okay, so I want to do something neutral. I just want to do I don't know, just something. I don't know what yet. So I have this old envelope. I sure wish we got more of these. I wish we could, put on our order to Amazon. Please use E15 mailer 2, envelope 15 mailer 2. I mean, because they're perfect. Look at that. I mean, a piece of paper, perfect. So my only problem is where you open it. Oh, I got to sure it up. Oh, so I know if I lose my voice a little bit here and there, it's just because that's just part of my hoopla. And then, I'm just got runny nose instead of faucet nose. I know. It was so bad. It just ran. And I couldn't stop it. And I was like, oh my God. But I had to, get the hay, offload the hay, stack it up. I mean, it was windy as can be. So I had my little ear muffy things on that goes around, a little around my forehead and then around my ears. Well, it wouldn't stay on all the way, so my left ear got too much wind. My face, oh here, I can draw it on here. This is what I looked like. So my little face, I had my little thingy on here, and then here's my little eyeballs barely poking out. It was cockeye. And then so my left ear, the wind was blowing in there, and then this one, it stayed underneath the thing, so my right ear was fine. But then all of this, and then I had a hat on, but I had like 1 inch, so this all got wind burned. All down here on my cheeks, wind burn. My little lips, oh my gosh, wind burned so bad. My eyeballs, oh, they were the worst. You know how, like, if you're, well, I know some of y'all know what windburn is, but if you're out in the sun, you get sunburn and your eyes get sunburned. Oh, that's what happened. It's so bad. So then I had water in eyes, like, oh, geez, like I was crying for forever. Okay, now it's even. I had to cut that so it'd be even. And then my face hurt so bad because it was so windburned. My lips. I know. So obviously I need to like get some goggles or something when I'm out there, because I had to get the did the hay. Then I had to dump the horse's water trough out because it was half full of like ice, and they prefer drinking out of their water trough to the pond, but hey, they've got a backup, so I'm not too worried. But when the pond does freeze, well, heck, their little thingy will freeze too. But so I finally got it to where I could get that bad boy out, which, oh, that thing's heavy. But I got that stupid chunk of ice out, and got their whatcha-dinky trough filled up, and so that way it can freeze over these next week. But they're gonna have to go to the pond because we're gonna have some cold weather coming through. So I got that done. Fixed their, I know I gotta back this off. I just filled it up with glue, and it was too tight. So I got all that done. Checked the mail. Like I said, we finally started getting mail. Well, I guess we won't have mail again for another 2 weeks. Oh my God. And then, gotta take my vest off. Then I had to, let's see, I did, got the hay, unloaded it, put it in there, put their stuff out, did their water, fought, like I said, it was fighting, but oh well. And then had to come up top and get the cats' beds with some extra hay stuffed in there, and get their blankets all situated for this cold that's coming, because it says, like, today's Sunday. I know I'm gonna post my video late. Sorry, y'all. Today's high is 27. We're going down to 4. But like right now, it's 27 real feel, 18 out there. It's cold. And then Monday, 19 for our high, 11 for our low. Tuesday 19 for a high still, 2 for our low, then 28, 19, and then 2 more days of below freezing, and then we finally get to 34. Woohoo! So we'll be partying at 34. But anyway, oh, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool out there. It's fine as long as you stay inside. Oh Lord, when I'm just getting my junk, because I'm just, like I said, we're just doing neutrals. I just want to use some leftovers, some neutrals, some book bags, book pages, even if I got to dig some off of a new one. When I went to get the hay, the little guy that was bringing it to put it in the back of the truck, who was a different guy than usual, he's like, yeah, he said, I thought you were just here. I said, I was, like last week, because usually I go every 2 weeks. And I mean, this is some wonderful dark stuff. Distressed. Oh, I love that book page. And he said, it's just going to be too cold. He says, this is just too much. And I'm like, what? I said, you work out here all the time. He's like, well, yeah. He says, but, he says, you like the cold? I'm like, it's not bad. I said, you get to stay inside. He's like, well, I work out here. I said, well, you're used to it. He didn't appreciate it. And then, and I'm just pulling one from each little section just in case. We have different words. And I'm like, I don't mind the cold. And he's like, you'd rather freeze to death and then sweat? I'm like, yep. And he's like, shh, not me. He said, I'd rather just get the weed eater. Because I told him, yes, and all I worry about is all the weeds that are coming. And that's when he's like, oh, well, I just get the weed eater out. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to use the weed eater. That's my whole problem. And he's like, well, I suggest you learn. I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to have to this year. But, oh my gosh. So yeah, oh, you'd rather freeze? Yeah. Being cold versus stressing over, and I'm trying to look to see. It's got some interesting words back there. Oh, but I want this side. Okay. So yeah, I got my stuff. And then there were like 2 other people that were out there. We were waiting in line. Because the last time, before this last cold spell came through, okay, last freeze, there was like 10 people. We was all in line waiting. Oh, gotta be gentle. This is fragile paper. I don't know why I'm putting it. Well, it's because it's gonna be a base, and we're gonna glue more on top of it. But I was like, there was probably 4 people that were the same group that we were picking up. And so I told this one guy while we were waiting, and he's like, "What you feeding?" I said, "Horses." And he's like, "Oh." I said, "What you feeding?" He says, "I got some chickens, some goats, some cows." And I'm like, "Oh no." I said, "Thank God. I don't know what I would do if I had that many." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "You was here on the last time I came." I said, "We must be on the same feeding schedule." So, but yeah. But it is funny. I guess, everybody does get on that same little feeding schedule. See, this is going to bother me. I know I might have to use my other glue. And I think I will. I know. Did I forget somebody? No, I counted 5. I'm trying to think. Molly, you hear her? Molly wants to come over here. And you know who's laying in the middle of the road? Yep, that one. Alright, let me just put it in the middle. Oh. And then my son's all freaking out because they're forecasting snow down there. Monday and Tuesday in Houston and in Mobile. So he calls. He's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Well," I said, you got that big old truck, you should be fine. He's like, yeah, I'd be fine. He said, but I can't believe they want us to come to work, which I think is the stupidest thing, because no one's going to go in there. I mean, y'all need to stay off the interstates. You know, same old wham that I said last time. And Barbara's like, I might be calling in a sick day. I said, well, I'm sorry. There's no need to put yourself at risk with other people. Just because you have a vehicle that, you know, would run over others. I mean, you know, I'm sorry. I've seen those videos and those people out there thinking, oh, I got this. I do this all the time. Psh, psh, sliding across the thing. And then next you know, they're taking out another person. And then it's just enough bump until they, you know, take out another one. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's truly the domino effect. It's just like, oh, Lord. But, yeah. So, I don't know. So if he loses his job, which he won't, but if he loses his job, it's because his mama told him to stay home. Well, we'll wrap that around there. That's just a little bubble there. Oh, but man. But no, I'm sorry. You know, there just comes a time to where businesses, you know, they have families, they have homes, they have other things that they got to get ready and prepare for. And he's like, because the last time they had that crazy ice and stuff that hit Texas, and you know, and they were like under freezing for almost a week. Their water pipes broke, and he's like, and it took him forever because his part he fixed on his side, because you know your water pipes up here, well, half of it is literally technically yours, the other half is the county where the spigot or whatever comes out. Well, that was the part that was broken. And so it took him forever to get, well, one, for them to get out there to show that it really was, that he knew what he was talking about, that it really was their part. And then they had to order a part because, you know, there were so many other people that had problems. They ran out. But, and he's like, yep, he said, I think I'm just going to turn that water off at the, at the road, and we'll just have bottled water and stuff until this passes. I said, well, that's a good idea if y'all can, you know, if you can handle it. And he's like, yeah. He said, I'm going to do what you always tell me. Fill up the bathtubs. Because that's what I always tell him. Fill up the bathtubs. You know, hurricane comes through. I'm like, y'all fill those bathtubs up. And like the first 2 times when it came, they didn't. And he was whining, man, we don't have water. We can't flush toilets. I told you to fill the bathtubs up. That's why we fill bathtubs up. And because, you know, he told me, he's like, I never understood why you was always going around the house filling up bathtubs. I'm like, that's because you need water. You got to flush the toilets. Oh, so, yep. So after the first 2 times, what's he do? They go around, fill up the bathtubs. So, you know, because in our house in Texas, we had 4 bathtubs. So, you know, and then one of them was a big old jacuzzi thing. So, that was water for days. But, you know, when you got to flush toilets, there's 3 people in the house. Plus, you got to water your, you know, your dog. He needs water, so I would just give him water from there. And then we always had bottled water. And then you don't, because we had those, because we didn't drink that water in Houston. Oh, it was, no. It was so nasty. Just like here, I don't drink this tap water. It's nope. So we always had one of those 5-gallon water jug things at the house, because, you know, on the stand, because we had the water service people or whatever. So we always had those. So we knew, and then we had, you know, had them at the shop. So I always like would steal an extra 5-gallon jug to bring home. And like when we had that evacuation, you know, I gave the 4 girls that were, you know, our full-time main people, I gave each one of them a 5-gallon jug. I told them, just bring the jug back. I mean, you know, jugs are expensive. So, but, you know, you got to make sure that your people got water and stuff. But, yep, so now they fill up the bathtubs. Oh, and I don't ask him anymore because, you know, after I guess on the 3rd one, I said, well, you know, because I was like, well, are y'all going to fill the bathtubs up this time? He says, yes, Mom, we filled up the bathtub this time. I said, well, And so after it was all said and done with, I was like, well, how'd it go? Did you need to use that water? He says, yeah, you know we did. And I'm like, well, hello. Sometimes your mama's nagging is for good measure. We might not think it is at the time because we're young and we think we know everything. Plus, we're women. We know everything anyway. Oh, gosh. All right. I guess I need to go ahead and rip some more out of this. Oh, sorry. I know, this is just some Candace running her mouth. Oh, this one's almost empty. Let me grab that one. Uh-oh. Hello, he's stuck underneath something. Oh, I know. This one's almost done to make a... Oh, that's a whole different color. But because I want to make a, you know, one of those altar books from here. Oh, okay, well. Anyway, back to this one. Oh no, that's a pretty background that we can use. Pooey. So I did 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I know, I'm back to my little woofie. You know, and I kind of hate to use that because that's such pretty writable paper there. So we're going to save that. I know. Put it in my bucket. Oh. Yeah, and then this morning my granddaughter called, Emily. She's getting off work. And I had my phone in the living room, so I didn't hear it. She calls me at 7:35, 7:36 when she gets off work. And by the time I got to the phone, because we don't get up till 8. That's when our alarm goes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, I need one more. And so I was trying to get to it, and it was too late. And so then, you know, by then I had to get, you know, got up, had to get the dogs out and fed them everything. And so then I called her back. And I was like, you rang? And she's like, I was just trying to stay awake. So then I feel bad because she's just trying to stay awake, you know. And I didn't answer because the phone was in the room. You got to, you know, you need to let it ring a little longer. I'm old. It takes me a few minutes to get there. Oh, but, so, and she was, you know, not really complaining, but okay, sort of complaining, because this is going to be her first experience of mandatory work at being a nurse, that they have to sleep over. They have to stay there for 3 days straight. They don't get paid for being there on their off time, which I think is wrong. I'm sorry, if you're going to make a nurse stay at the hospital during whatever acts of nature, freaks of whatever, they should be paid, and you should provide them beds, mattresses, or whatever. So Emily was like, I had to go stop. She said I had to go out and get a air mattress. She said it was the last one on the shelf. She said, because you know everybody's out there trying to get stuff that, you know, does this for a living, and I was like, well, that's just crazy that they don't, you know, provide you. They should have a room on each floor with like triple bunk beds, heck, as tall as those walls are. They could be 4, you know, so people could have a place to live. I mean, sleep. And they'll only pay you if you work your 12-hour shift. They'll pay you your regular 12-hour shift, and but you might be required to work a 16-hour shift, which they will pay those extra 4 hours, but they don't pay for you any of the other time. You have to bring your own food, everything, extra, you know, clothes and blah blah blah. You can't leave, and if you do leave, you'll be fired. And Emily's like, I just don't think it's fair. I'm like, well, I said, Emily, so that's part of being a nurse. I said, it's part of being a firefighter and a policeman. She goes, well, at least they have beds and stuff there. I'm like, well, it's true. And I said, and the hospital should have beds for, you know, each floor for their nurses to have a room to sleep in. I mean, they really should. I'm sorry. And so, because she's like, yeah, and then they require you to do that during hurricane season, and if, you know, if you're on rotation, and I'm like, well, and she's like, the doctors get, you know, places to sleep because they don't have to be up the whole 16 hours. And she's like, and then how am I supposed to sleep? And I'm like, I don't know, Emily. I said, you should have bought some earplugs. She's like, well, I didn't think about that. She's like, see if you'd have answered the phone. I'm like, I know, because she was at the, you know, just finished checking out at Target, getting her air mattress, the last one on the shelf. And because I mean, I'm telling you, the hospital is no place to rest. It is so loud and noisy with the ding ding and the doop doop and bop bop and the beep beeps. Oh, but well, you know, that's why you get paid the money, which granted, you know, what she gets paid is good money, but it's not as good as some. But it depends, you know, the size of your hospital and where you live, blah, 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 blah. So, but it's, you know, it's good money for what she's ever had. So, and just, you know, in time, and if you ever move to a more metropolitan, bigger area, well, you'll get some more money. But she's all stressed out, you know, because she's got to get her student loan paid off. I mean, she's one of those people that just worry about that, unlike others. But she's like, yep. She said, I'm trying to pay 1.5 car notes. She says, because I don't want to finance it. Because what was it? 5 years that they finance it. She's like, Mimi, that's just crazy. I said, I know. And I said, but you know, that's how they get it, so you can afford your monthly payments. And she's like, well, she says, I remember you telling me if you just add, you know, paid a half extra one. I said, yeah, but I'm just talking about like every 6 months. She goes, if I've got it, she says, I'm putting it on there. And she said, even if it's just $100. I said, that's right. And so she's like, I got that budgeted into my thing. And she says, my student loan, she says, you know, I have to start, well, this year, she says, I have to start paying the regular amount because, you know, now she's not a full-time student anymore and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, and I'm just not going to pay the interest on it. And she says, I'm, you know, so she's got a head on her shoulder. You know, she got a mouth too, but she got a head on her shoulder. What can I say? The mouth is inherited. So, oh, but yep. So she's all trying to be stressed out because they don't know her, like the day shift already found out their bad weather, I don't know if she called it something else, bad weather schedule, that they're required to work. And she said that they haven't got theirs done yet because she's a night shift people. And she says she won't find that out until like tomorrow when she goes back into work. And I'm like, well, and what she's most upset about, she is a huge bookworm. She is a book nerd. I mean, she's beyond a bookworm. She's a book nerd. And she has these series, and every time they have a new book coming out, she's got to be there so she can have it ready for the next one, because they're like, she's like, yeah, well, the one I'm reading now has got 758 pages. She says, I'm only on 330. She goes, I got stuff to do. And that's what she's most upset. I got stuff to do. She goes, I got stuff to read. Because her rule is she has to finish, she can only have one new release waiting to be read before she can buy another new release. And because she said, you know, because she can't have 2 new releases in the background, because, you know, she's got to make sure she can get to it. and number 5, I think, of some series that she's been waiting for a year is finally supposed to be coming out on Tuesday. And her and Christian, that's one of their little date things. They were going down to, I think it's Books A Million or whatever. They're still open in her area. And so, I just got to make sure, since I'm running my mouth, that's not chewing off the thing. Oh, I didn't even put that back there. That was their day plan. They were going to get her book, and then they always go and eat lunch and, you know, all that good stuff. So she's all disappointed because she can't even do that. And that's how she said it. I can't even do that. And I'm like, well, Emily. She's like, no. She says, what if, you know, they sell them all out and then I won't get one? And she said, Christian promised me that if I have to work and I'm stuck, and now she's calling it imprisoned. She says, if I'm imprisoned at my job, that he promises that he'll go down there and get it. And I'm like, oh my God. So then, of course, she has 3 animals. She's got Poppy, the little weenie dog. She's a miniature dapple. She's so cute. Oh my God. And then she has Ivy, who looks kind of like a Siamese, but not quite a Siamese. I mean, she's real light color, but she's cream and tan, but she's really pretty. And then she has this turtle that was Brianna's, but Brianna wasn't taking care of it, so Emily said she would take it, and she loves that turtle. And she's like, she says, yeah. I said, well, is Christian going to take Poppy for those 3 days? And she's like, well, yeah. She says, but I'm worried about Ivy. She says, I guess I can just fill up little bowls of cat food and leave them all around the house for her to eat. And I'm like, well, you don't have one of those automatic feeder things? She says, no. She says, but she says, I might just have to put that on my things to buy. She says, I always thought it was going to be a waste of money. She says, but, I got hurricane season coming up and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you might want to invest. I said, you don't have to use it all the time. I said, but it's nice to have just in case. And then she's, well, I think the turtle's name is Lily. I don't know. I forget. I just call it the turtle. And she's like, am I going to have to cover her up with a blanket? And I'm like, well, she'll be fine. She'll be in the apartment, with the heat running. She's like, well, what if I lose power? Because, she had lost power and didn't have power for 4 days. Just out of, it wasn't even bad weather. It was just some freaky thing with her power. And it took them 4 days, to get the part in and get it replaced and fixed and all that other good stuff. But, so she's all panicking about the turtle. And I said, well, you can't cover the aquarium thing. I said, she's got to have air to breathe. She's like, oh. She'll be okay, I guess. And I'm like, she's a turtle. I said, they've survived millions of years. She's like, Mimi, you're not helping. I said, I know. So anyway. Oh, now, I know, I don't know if I want that just because it doesn't bend as well. Okay, oh yeah. But, yeah, so she's just, Oh, I kept this because I like that. That is not neutral, even though that is a pretty color. Oh, that is neutral. Oh, I thought that was a girl. Maybe we could change it to, I don't know. I'll have to draw some boobies on her. But anyway, see now, okay, that might go in there because we might have to be using some of these that I saved. Oof, I got book parts on me. Well, I guess that's all this is I saved it because I like the blue. Well, truly do's. Oh my gosh, well. I guess we just need to tear off the parts that, that can be, oh, and I love this. The little type stuff, so we're going to have to save that. Yeah, I just need to go over. Okay, that one's fine. Oh my gosh, y'all. I know. This is about ready. And I like that frame, so let me flip that this way. I don't know yet. But like I said, I do like these, so we'll... Oh, and then my granddaughter, Emily was like, did you hear they banned TikTok? And I'm like, oh no. I said, I saw that they were, picketing and complaining about it. She's like, just another way for the government to control us. I'm like, yeah. I said that really is the deal, that they've got no control over it. And so yeah. But apparently there really isn't any rules or regulation with that, and anybody can look at it. So I kind of, I don't know, as a mother, agree with some of that stuff then. So, all right, we might have enough. Oh, I'm going to save that because I love that they wrote with a fountain pen. Okay, well, we won't have any excuses to not do this one soon. All right, let's wrap these around. But yeah, any thoughts about that? Do any of you guys do that stuff? I don't know. Like I said, I barely can function or operate Facebook and Pinterest. Well, I can look at it, but I've got, anyway. I know a lot of you are like, why don't you this and why don't you that? Because my logins and accesses are on different machines. And then John always told me, oh, well, you don't want to clutter, like my laptop. You don't want to go there and there, because then they start sending you ads, and then your machine fills up with junk and crap. And I'm like, ugh. So I don't use my ones that I upload for videos for anything but YouTube. And then my Facebook, when I do it on my phone, half the time, God almighty, it doesn't let me in more than half the time. It wants to, log in this, wants a password, wants to send this and that to you. And I'm like, to get in to make sure. I'm like, oh my God, leave me alone. So that's why I don't do Facebook much, because I have to come down here to the computer and do it, because my phone gives me a hard time. In any way. Yeah. Because like when I talk to my son, I'm like, why don't you send me some pictures like of Stone's 3rd birthday? Well, it's on Facebook. I'm like, Robert, I tell you, every time I can't get into Facebook half the time. I said, every now and then it lets me in, and I'm like, oh, woohoo, I got in. And then other times, I'm like, nope, because I don't know all this stuff, and then like I said, they want to send you the little to get in there. And John always told me, sign in with your Google account. Well, I try, but then Google's like, oh, well, we need you to sign in with this, that, or the other. And I'm like, so I don't like technology. What can I say? I don't like change. That's my whole problem. Once I learn something, leave me alone. It was hard enough to learn what I learned. Just leave these old people alone. Oh, I know y'all get tired of hearing me complain about that, but it's true. Anything more interesting back here? Oh, I like that. Oh, they're wonderful. We can wrap that around there. Whoops. But yeah, I'm guessing we're going to be locked in again, or at least I will be, because I'm at the end of the road, up on that hill. Oh, nobody wants to come down here. Oh. But yeah, I'm just so glad for my eyes not to be watering and my nose not to be flowing like a faucet. And then you get to where you take so much of those cold pills and stuff, you're just like, ugh. You feel like crap because you took so much crap. But man, I mean, I was freezing cold. Oh my gosh. Had to come in, get underneath the bed, underneath the blankets, which of course, the dogs don't let you sleep, or you can't be sick around them, but they sure can sleep and wander whenever they want to. But I know I need some more up and downers. So then I had to come out on the couch, which, you know, it's not as comfortable as laying in your own bed. Boy, I was sucking up that hot tea, and, you know, and then the more you drank, because you had to, you know, drink, because you had to take all these pills, so you had to drink, and then you're just trying to warm up. Because, like I said, I was outside for 3 hours. Whoa, 3 hours is too long for Candace in the cold and the wind. So, yeah, I definitely need to learn to dress better, more appropriate, like ski goggles and stuff, which I watched some movie. I don't remember it all because, you know, I was sleeping. But the guy had, like, swimming goggles on. I'm like, that's what I need, some swimming goggles for the winter. So, when summer comes, I'm going to buy me a couple of swimming goggles from the Dollar Tree and have them on hand. So I'm guessing I'm going to have everything underneath the sun. I have 2 pairs of gloves in each car. I got a thick one and a light one, but in a towel, you know, a hand towel, old craft towel, in case I just need to wipe the glass and stuff off. And then, but obviously I'm going to have goggles, a scarf. Oh, I can't wear beanies or hats because I got a round chili bowl head. And so, or not chili bowl, bowling ball. I know, just in case this, no, that's in the middle, it's not going to be covered up. And so the hats don't stay on, so then I'm going to have to, you know, get a scarf and tie it like a little old lady. But that's the only way that it stays, because, you know, you tie it around your neck, I mean your chin and stuff. But yeah, it's amazing how you just get chilled to the bone, and whoo, man, once you get there, and you don't feel it at the time until you come inside and you're like, oh my gosh, and you got the shakes going on, and ay, 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 and you know you're cold. And it's all because you're like, no, we're down here already. Let's finish it up. Because, you know, if I come back and get warm, I'm not going to want to go back down. So, you know, it takes a little while to do all that stuff. Well, at least for me it does. I don't know. You know, and then, you know, you can't breathe through your nose. So then you have to sleep with your mouth open. Well, that makes you have a sore throat. Because, you got your mouth open all the time. I know. Oh, I got the itchy noses. But, man. So we got a little light, some light snow. I don't know, I guess what has stuck around is probably an inch. Because, I mean, yesterday was 48 for the high. So, you know, the ground was warm, considering, you know. But like I said, I don't know how these people who live in this stuff live in that stuff. And why did they even attempt to drive? Somebody please explain that to me. Why don't you just stay home? Oh. Who's speaking of, I need some water. Because I'm still dry because I took so many pills. But my throat's still sore. Okay, so now we need to start. I think we got enough for our base. Now I just need to start looking for some other paper, other color book pages and stuff to come and put on here. Let's go this way. Oh man, I gotta use some good stuff. Oh well. Oop. Put the glue back here, Candace. Put the glue back here. But Emily was telling me, she said, well, I don't know where all these employees are going to park. She said, because she said there's barely room for, you know, when they do their shift change things for the people who are still there, and then when you're coming in, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. She said, you know, it's hard to find a parking spot. And I said, well, don't y'all have a parking garage? She says, no. She says, it's just all open parking, and, you know, and you just find wherever you can. You know, they'd like for us to park in a certain spot, you know, in the back area, but, well, sometimes when it's full, you got to park in another place. And I was like, ooh. So, yeah, that's a hard thing. No, we don't want it. Not having a spot to park, that's crazy. And then she's like, and then how am I supposed to, you know, drag all this crap in? And I said, well, don't you have a suitcase with wheels? She's like, well, yes, I do. I said, well, load that puppy up. She's, well, that's a good idea, Mimi. And I'm like, yep. I said, pack all your crap in there and wheel that puppy up to work. Put your name on your luggage. Oh. Because, I mean, they don't feed them or anything. And I'm sorry, they should at least allow them to go down to the cafeteria or whatever, the hospital, because, you know, the kitchen's still going to be there giving hospital food. She's like, well, I don't want to eat that crap. I'm like, well, Emily, I said, you could either eat crap or you bring your own stuff. She says, oh, I don't mean crap. She's like, okay, I do. She says, just, there's no flavor. And I'm like, well, it's hospital food. Oh, but I'm sorry. They should feed them if they're making them stay there. But nope, they don't even do that. I was like, oh. Because, I mean, most of them, you know, eat salads or the little Subway sandwiches or whatever they have, you know, down there. They should provide them with that. So that is one thing. They should provide them with a room for everybody to sleep in bunk beds. And they should provide them with some food. I mean, hello. And so then I'm like, well, Emily, do they, I said, where are y'all supposed to be sleeping? And so she said, I don't know. She said, they hadn't even told us that yet. I was like, oh. I said, well, they better get their crap together. She says, exactly. Oh. And like I said, she comes by it naturally. Oh, that's glued together. I can't use... No, that's one piece of paper. My gosh, that is some thick paper. And I know what book that came from based on what's on there. But man, that's crazy. Okay. Oh, here's some. That's thin though. But well. I'm just digging in my scrap bin looking for something big enough, good enough to go on there. It's a different color, you know, or different writings, or I don't know. I'm just trying to make it difficult. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's gonna be covered with something else anyway, but sorry. I know, and then I got that dry cough because there's nothing left in there to cough. But that's okay. I can at least breathe. So I'm okay with the dry cough and the sore throat and I'm parched, thirsty stuff, as long as I can breathe and the stuff isn't just pouring out. I know y'all tired of hearing that. That is some thick stuff too. And you're upside down. That's because this is I'm working with this side. I know. So are any of you guys nurses? Do they feed you and, you know, give you a bunk area at your hospital? I mean, you know, I'd like to be able to tell her that you're not the only one, that this is normal. And then she starts thinking about crazies. And then she's like, and then, we're supposed to be a trauma hospital, Mimi. She says, I don't even think we can handle if something bad happened, if there was a trauma, anything. She says, they're just not set up. They're not prepared. And I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, so now she's, thinking about all this, what could be, and and I'm like, Emily, don't worry about it. Oh, and she's like, how am I supposed to sleep with Pops? She says, I've slept with Pop for 3 years. And she says, I won't have her to sleep with, so bring a stuffed animal. She's like, they'd make fun of me. I said, well, then you're going to have to just get through it. I said, bring your turtle. She's like, Mimi. I'm like, well. Oh, I know this is kind of boring, but well, I enjoy watching people collage. And we are making a cover, per se. Ooh. Are any of you guys in the next line of whatever this is called? I forgot. There's actually a name for this one too. I think the last one was like Nora or something. I don't know. But I mean, there's some places that are just, I don't think they've had a break of snow yet. And as cold as they are, it's like it doesn't melt or anything. It just stays there. I understand that's the point of snow, but sometimes, you get one of them dumb people who are like, well, is it going to stop? Oh, it's going to be pretty. I know, and then I'm going to hate to cover it, but oh well, we're going to. Oh, I'm like, what is that noise? I forgot I left the TV on upstairs. Is anybody up there? No. I thought, because usually Molly will stay up there because she, lays in front of that heater. I know I'm talking to Matt. I talk about you. Oh, you're not even down here with your Ruru. And usually she's, laying right next to Rusty. Rusty's upstairs. Molly's down here. I guess she just wanted to be with me. Thank you, Molly. Jake's in his bed over there. Mia's in the middle of the floor as usual. Oh, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but she actually ate breakfast this morning because she's only been eating once a day. She's just not been wanting to eat. And today she finally ate some breakfast. And I was like, oh, maybe she's on the upturn. I hope so, because I hate seeing her so down in the dumps. Okay, so now we still got to wrap around here and wrap around there and wrap around there. Here, wrap there, wrap everywhere, wrap. I know you didn't think you was going to get away that easy. Alright, I need some other looking words. Another color. That one looks good. Oh, man, that was good paper, too. Oh, well, it was in the bucket. I grabbed it out of the bucket. Oh, because there was a hole in the bucket, dear Lila. How's it going up there in DFW? Oh, y'all been getting any snow and stuff? Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, Emily's in Mobile, and she's freaking out. Snow in Mobile. I'm like, well, it happens every now and then. We're not prepared for this. I'm like, no, but, you know, it happens. Oops, this way. I know, let's keep our words going the right way. Okay, looks like I got all of those, the top wrap. So let's get, nope, that's the same one. Let's get the bottom wrapped. I know. So, you know, the challenge is going to be, can I do a neutral base, everything, so that way we can add a little pops of color here and there. I don't know. We're going to see. Oh my gosh, my left nose is getting ready to start running. Sorry, y'all. Oh Lord, and then since it's been so warm, of course, the ladybugs, not ladybugs, Asian beetles have hatched their next, you know, the next round, so they're flying. And the stink bugs, I found like 5 stink bugs already. I'm like, oh my God, but hey, y'all, freezing weather's here. So y'all just go, them bugs just need to go back to wherever the heck they came from. I hate those bugs. All right, we're just going to put him on here. Oh, I know. When I'm done with this, I have to go take another pill because, like I said, the faucet's starting to open. Oh, and I got to go a whole day, well, day and a half, of not running my water in the bathroom to keep our water going. But I did have to turn it back on last night because it got below freezing last night. But the night before, it did not. It was like, yes. So, I saved, I don't even know how much it costs a day, to how much water, even at the slow trickle, does it generate. I feel guilty doing it, but I want water. I don't want to lose water. Oh, that still needs that, but we can wrap that around there. Yeah, I love these mailers. Oh, I know I got a few more over there, but they're buried. I know. Oops. I know, I'm trying to wiggle it down just a little bit more. As you can tell, since I've been down here for a while, our friends are flying around. Oh, I know, they drive me nuts. Okay, so we have this, which this is different and pretty. I feel pretty. It is a pretty. Oh, man. Oops. Timber. Okay, so that side up top is all done. Now we got to do here in theirs. Sorry, my eyebrow's itching. All right. That's not enough words. Okay, that top is like that. But okay. I do want the torn edge though to show. Okay. Oh. Do any of you guys have to like get out and drive in weather, crazy weather? You know, with snow and ice? Oops. Or are you lucky enough to that your job lets you not come in? I know, you don't think about stuff like that. That's one thing. Emily's like, why don't they just let you go home and then you can come back? And I'm like, because they know that there's a lot of people who won't come back because why get on that road? And that's why they make you stay there. She's like, well, not everybody's like that. I said, yes, a big majority are. Oh, so she's like, everybody's just got to ruin it for everybody. I said, yes, they do. Oh, I know. I can't wait to do this one. I'm kind of getting excited. I know we got to finish the top on the snowman before I get in there. I know. I was going to do that next, but I was like, no, no, no. I want to put this cover. I got to do this cover. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. I know. I need a few more pieces of paper. I know. I'm a rootin' in here. Root. Okay, we got some of this and that. It might not be, excuse me, long enough. Oops. Oh gosh, don't timber. Oh, that's too thin. Too fragile. Still got that corner. Well, shoot. Where's here? We can wrap that on there. I know my corner's going to show. Did you want it to show? No, I don't. Okay, and then next we got to wrap around here. All right. I know that's actually coffee dyed, but well, it was in my bucket, so we grabbed it. Do. Oh, I need some glue on this too. All right, well, that's one rough, tough edge. It's full. I mean, it's, yeah. know. But this needs some color there. Oops. You know, and since the mail doesn't run during stuff like that, what do people do who have their medicines filled, you know, online and shipped to their house? What, you know, what happens? See, this is where Emily gets it from. I mean, it's important stuff to have. And they don't like you to have extra because, you know, for oops days, because they only give you exactly the 30 days or whatever. Got that, but I need to have, I want this on top, so I need something right there. I know I should have grabbed a couple more pages, but no, I thought I was. Yuck. I mean, this has got some stamping on there, but this isn't so bad. Oh, and I watched this movie, Let Go. Y'all, it's on Netflix. Better have some tissues. Ay, 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 ay. That's all I gotta say. I mean, they tell you that it's basically about, you know, husband and wife having problems, and she, you know, wants to do a one last trip before he leaves her and stuff like that. Well, there's a lot more to it. Oh my God. So anyway, but it's decent. But yep, I have some tissues. And I want to go look. Oh my gosh, I think I've told you about this one before. I know, like I said, I've probably watched everything 3 times because, you know, you're not awake the whole time, so you fall asleep, and then you're like, oh, and you wake up, and then you see an interesting part. You're like, well, what the heck? So then you got to rewind it, and or just watch it all over again. But The Impossible, about the, what is that? I know I'm running over, but I'm just trying to finish this. In Thailand, the tsunami that wiped them out, and that this, you know, the family that this movie is written about and everything. Oh my God. You need some tissues for that one. I know. I was trying to find something, you know, something good to watch, and I found, oh Lord, I've got a spot. And I found all this tear jerkers. Oh. But it was, oh my gosh, it was an awesome movie. So if you want to watch something good, that's a good one to watch too. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you. All I can tell you is that, oh, miracles, just miracles. Holy cow. So then I had to go look up the, you know, the family that it was about, that, you know, oh Lord, y'all. And then something else. Oh, one of my little, I don't know what it calls when it does the little pop-ups in your little Pinteresty thing or whatever. About this fire chief. I don't know if he's Wisconsin or whatever, who's saved some boys from drowning and everything. And they made a movie about him. I forget what it's called, but I screenshotted it so I can go back and watch it. Find it and look it up. But he actually is in the hospital fighting for his life because of some crazy heart problem. And I was like, oh my gosh. But, yeah. So, but it is amazing how many... Oh, that's that stuff. I don't want to put it on the edge, Candace. Nope, nope, nope. But it's amazing how many movies that are out there that are decent. I mean, they are tearjerkers, but... Nope. But, I don't know, does anybody have any good ones to recommend for me to watch on, you know... Oh, I don't want to chop that up. I tell you. I know, and I'm just over, and, well... I'm still trying to find that one last piece of paper in this bucket of stuff. Okay, I might have found one. Yep. Oh, but yeah. So I did watch some interesting movies. Like I said, I had to watch them a few times to get the gist of it. Go away. Go away, cough. Okay, here. This is where it's going. And we have it done. Our neutral cover base is done. I know I'm going to have to come and put a couple other little pieces in here, but I will do that on my own. And so, yep, there we go. We took a packaging, we collaged it with just all of our little neutral book page papers, and then we'll come back on the next one and play and see what we're going to do with it. All right, well, I will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing some of your time with me. Thanks for sharing some of your day with me. If you stuck with me through the whole thing, yay. If not, I understand. So I hope y'all have a great day and a blessed day. And here we go. We're gonna do a neutral. I know. So I will see you later. Kisses, love. Bye, guys.